Now, Leclerc is one of the drivers to whom we need to pay more attention in 2023, and although we thought that he would be Verstappen's main competitor, he may not even be the number one driver in his team. Although Vasseur said that his future team will have a designated number one and number two driver, this is very unlikely to happen after his latest statement. Leclerc and his fans are very angry with this attitude change, and Ferrari's issues have been prolonged even further. One of the main issues that Ferrari fans, and especially Leclerc fans, had in the past was that Binotto wasn't prioritizing any driver over the other and always gave them a very fair and square chance to race. While this is correct, history has shown that every championship winning team always has a number one and number two designated driver, and this is a philosophy that Vasseur was supposed to implement at Ferrari. At least he was planning on it up until the point where he changed his mind. But before we go into that, let's see what he has to say regarding the car, the one that is supposed to wash all of Ferrari's mistakes away in 2022 and bring back the glory to the Maranello team. Vasseur has a lot of hope for the new project, one that has a lot of improved reliability, a sector that the team was severely lacking in 2022. The reliability factor, along with the tactic blunders and the strategy mistakes, was something that overthrown Binotto, with all of this making Leclerc, the superstar driver, very angry and eager for change. But although he's been granted his wish and his old friend Vasseur was brought in as the team principal, it seems like Leclerc won't be his designated number one driver after all, and that he'll have to fight the competitiveness of Sainz. The Spaniard has a lot to prove to the F1 world, including winning a championship or even being the team's number one choice. While many thought that this wasn't possible with Vasseur being appointed as the team's principal, it seems like everyone has been proven wrong. Frederic Vasseur said that the number one priority as of now is the 2023 season, and when talking about this matter, he provided some information regarding how much the team has improved in this field and whether the engine has really been boosted with a 30 base horsepower. Regarding the engine, the numbers, I don't know where those numbers are coming from, but it's just a joke. We have made some step for power unit, but it's just about reliability. I think the performance last year was not an issue at all, but the issue was the reliability, and the first target is to fix it. So far it looks okay, but the reality on the track is a different perspective. I think that a couple of issues that the team suffered from, and it's not only true for Ferrari in terms of reliability, are also coming from the bouncing and vibration. Everybody will have a much better picture in Bahrain. So why is this bad news for Ferrari? Well, for starters, the team will have to work on the vibrations and bouncing solution in their garage now that the FIA said that they aren't 100% sure whether the new regulations will completely eradicate the porpoising phenomenon. Nicolas Tombazzi spoke about this matter, and when asked whether the FIA made a rushed decision, he said that time will tell whether the regulation change was a good thing for the teams or not. If it turns out that it's not a good thing, then Ferrari couldn't count on Red Bull dropping the ball thanks to the regulations alone. Vasseur also highlighted the importance of him introducing himself to every team member at Ferrari, something that will allow the team to have a better perspective of him and also get to know him as an individual. But something that's caught the attention of the media and Leclerc's fans in general is the statement that Vasseur has made regarding the driver's preferences and how he plans to conduct things from Bahrain onwards. Now, earlier this season, Vasseur said that every successful team has had a designated number one driver and number two driver, and that's the way to win a championship. To top off his statement, he's compared the success of Ferrari with Schumacher, Red Bull with Vettel and Verstappen, and Mercedes with Hamilton, further implying that he'll have that kind of philosophy running in Ferrari as well. But after his latest statement, it seems like Leclerc and Sainz will have to battle for the number one position in the team, something that we all assumed would naturally go to Leclerc because he was the better driver in 2022 and due to the close relationship he has with Vasseur. When talking about this matter, Vasseur added, "I think it's the same everywhere that we have two very good drivers and both of them are able to do the job. We'll have the capacity to provide them with exactly the same car and the same structure and the same support. What is clear is that the target is to win with Ferrari. There'll be no number one or number two. But if at one stage we have to take action, I'll take action. It doesn't matter if it's one or the other, but if at one stage in the season I have to do something, then I'll do it." Now, why is this such a huge thing? Well, remember that in 2021, in Sainz's first season with Ferrari, he was able to outperform Leclerc and finish way ahead of him. In 2022, reliability issues and drivers' mistakes cost Sainz a lot, but in the second half of the season, he's proven to be a more reliable and secure driver compared to Leclerc. What's also a very interesting situation to which we need to pay attention is the fact that Sainz has called his own shots in 2020, such as at Silverstone and in Monaco, and we remember how those races ended for him. Compared to him, Leclerc obeyed the team blindly, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if you aren't able to make your own decisions, such as Russell in Zandvoort, then you don't deserve to be a world champion. But this isn't only the bad news that Leclerc has received from Vasseur's statement. We all know that Leclerc's contract ends at the end of the 2024 season, and although many expect him to sign an extension, Vasseur said that this is not a priority for the team right now. After everything that Leclerc has gone through with the team and after lobbying for Vasseur to become the team principal, could it be that he's been left out on the dry by his old team principal at Alfa Romeo? When talking about this matter, Vasseur said that right now the priority of the team is to put out a solid performance in 2023, and if both sides are happy, then the extension will come out by itself. This will almost certainly be a huge test for Leclerc, who hasn't proven to be the brightest tool in the shed when under pressure to perform. Unlike him, Sainz is known as the smooth operator, and this is a situation that the Spaniard can very well utilize in his own favor. From being linked to Audi in 2026 to potentially fighting for the championship with Ferrari in 2023, life has been pretty much a roller coaster for Sainz. And people seem to forget that Vasseur and Sainz collaborated back in the day, as Vasseur was the main reason why Sainz signed the contract with Renault in 2017. The Frenchman continued with the praise for the smooth operator, and when talking about him as a driver, Vasseur said, "We've always had a very good relationship. I trust him, and I think he showed in the last couple of years that he's a potential winner, but it's very important for the team that we don't have a number one and a number two. The organisation is crystal clear, but they have to do their job, and if at any stage I have to take action for Carlos and for Charles, I'll do it." So, we're in for a very interesting and exciting season. It seems like Leclerc will have very fierce competition in Sainz, and although many thought that the Spaniard's career with the Maranello team was over, this is very unlikely to happen. Even in 2022, we've seen that when both of the cars are given an equal chance, Sainz has been up there with Leclerc, and the difference between these two drivers isn't to the point where you can say that Leclerc is clearly the number one driver. That's been shown in 2021 as well, when Leclerc was outperformed by Sainz in the Spaniard's first season with the team. Future drama lies ahead of us, and we mustn't forget that Leclerc's contract isn't signed beyond 2024, so that will be one of the things that Vasseur will test as the team's new principal from 2023 onward. With that being said, what do you think about Leclerc receiving bad news from Vasseur? Do you think that he'll succeed in the challenge of becoming better than his teammate? Let us know in the comments down below.